Alright, watch fans. I got a nice one here. Also from a Watch Gang wheel. But I did really well on this one, so we'll see. I think it's a Hemel. I can't remember what it's called, but we'll see. With a whole bunch of other stuff. Interesting. Huh. Alright, a bunch of signed document from the owner of Hemel, or I guess the person who at least packed everything. Kind of cool. A little Alright. Oh, look at that. It's even sealed. So I am now going to be breaking this. Man, they really put a lot of effort into this. Can I take it off? I wouldn't want to ruin. Oh, well, I'm not going to be dishonest about it. All right. Look at that. More cushion, some stickers. This is nice stuff. Wow, look at this. Just so you guys know, this is a very expensive watch. I'll go into that later, but this is probably about a $1,300 watch. Wow, look at that. Hemel. Chrono-Quartz. All right, let's watch this video, and then we'll get back into the watch.
Hemel is the Dutch word for sky. I grew up in a bilingual English-Dutch household, and I wanted to have a name that referred to what was likely the first way we were able to note the passage of time. Historically, the sky metaphor brings you to a place of tranquility, of rejuvenation, of creativity. This has always been important to me in my work as a creative, which is why Hemel was the name of my design consultancy before the watch brand was even a thought. Just being outdoors is what I love, and it's why I design watches rugged enough to accompany me while hiking, camping, or kayaking. Nothing has contributed more to horological innovation than military need. So as a purist, it was really important that I included this theme at the core of Hemel. It's why I choose to revisit the timeless designs you find in the great lineage of military timepieces. Hemel presents better specs at a more approachable price point, along with subtle details that the watch connoisseur appreciates. The very fact that watches migrated from our pockets to our wrists tells the story of the American soldier's resourcefulness during the Great War, for example. But there's also a great nod to the future, to optimism, to promise, and to newness in every Hemel watch. Hemel is a doorway to new experiences and will always be a unique piece in any watch collection.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that quick video that I found. I actually got it from the Hemel website. So just a couple things about Hemel. As you saw in the movie, the video, Hemel it's an American-based company, but Hemel is a Dutch word, and the founder Marvin Menke, who actually signed this, which really kind of shows the attention to detail that he's put into it, and that he's really telling you, because this is a wet sign. This isn't any digital stuff. Just letting you know the importance that he puts on his watches. You saw earlier I broke this seal because obviously I have to get open this watch, but I thought it was kind of interesting. A lot of people don't know the reason why everything is orange. Orange is a very special color to the Dutch. And I myself come from a Dutch lineage. My father is Dutch. My mom's from Argentina, which is interesting because the king and the queen, if I'm not mistaken, in the Netherlands are obviously Dutch, and she's Argentine. I grew up with all the words, Godverdamme and Donder and Nidoon and all the things that a Dutch dad will tell their child you know, when they're upset. I also grew up with some awesome food, like a rice stoffel and a bitterballer, which you guys probably know if you're Dutch. Awesome food. But this watch is fantastic. I am super happy to have this watch. I really cannot emphasize that enough. This watch is really a spectacular model. This is the HFT20, but this one is a little bit more special. This one actually is specifically for the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. So for those who don't know, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are the Air Force's version of the Blue Angels, which Blue Angels seem to be a little bit more popular. That's not to say that the Air Force Thunderbirds aren't equally awesome, but the Blue Angels and the Air Force Thunderbirds are really good pilots that you know, perform in shows and stuff like that. I mean, just, you know, really spectacular. They do air shows and just really fantastic pilots. I even like how the orange has been transferred, of course, to represented here on the pintle and the second hand as well, or the counting hand. A real important aspect of this watch, and what makes this watch so particularly fantastic, of course, is that it has the Seiko Mecha-Quartz movement, and I'll get into more detail about that when I have some time. It's the VK64, really fantastic movement, just a blockbuster movement. But before we go any further, I want to show a quick video for the Air Force Thunderbirds because, you know, this is an homage to them. As you can see, it's right on the back. So let's watch that quick video, and then we'll get into all the specifics, and I'll show you the movement. Thank you. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that quick video. So I just got to apologize right out. We're 8 minutes into this video, and I haven't even started talking about the feature of this watch. So I do apologize. There's just a lot of other stuff that I wanted to throw in there. In full disclosure, this watch, I actually have already been wearing it. I think I did the first video back in like December or something. So I've had this watch for a long time, and I've worn it multiple times. I was just so excited to get it open. It is a very expensive watch. I will put the MSRP down at the bottom. I don't know what I paid for it. I honestly can't remember. I'm not even going to tell you because I think you guys would be upset. I think the watch is like $1,000-something, but I will put that at the bottom. It is a very good quality watch. 3/16 stainless steel. That is the crown, the case, even the bezel, or the bezel retainer is 3/16 stainless steel as well. This one I opted for the 60-minute bezel. You can get a 60-minute, you can get a standard that has nothing, and then you can also get a GMT one. I prefer the 60-minute one because I think it makes sense with it being a chronograph. It has 120 clicks all the way around, 360 degrees. It's pretty nice. It uses Super Luminova lume, and I will show you that later. But the real cool thing about this watch is that it has the Mecha-Quartz. Now, this particular watch has the VK64A movement in it, and I'll put some pictures up there. I opened this up earlier, as you can see. It was tight. The case back was tight. I had to use one of my super fancy tools for opening it, and you know, I had to take the strap off. I really had to go to town with this thing to get it off because they really put that on strong. Now, as you can see with the movement, there's really nothing too special. It's not exciting looking. There's nothing exciting about the movement when you look at it. You certainly wouldn't want to have a window to show it because it, quite honestly, it just looks like every other Seiko movement. But what is interesting about this watch, now, you notice, although it keeps fantastic time, there is no second hand. There is actually no second hand. This is a 60-minute counter on the left, which is for the chronograph operation, which I will show you. And on the right, at the 3 o'clock location, that is a 24-hour time indicator, which is kind of cool. I always like that. It just lets you know where it is. There's no date, so I don't suppose it matters. And I'm not going to go too much into this movement. I am actually going to put a link at the top for a video. It's from Long Island Watch, a guy that I watch all the time. You know, no pun intended. I watch his YouTube videos a lot, and he has a really good take on what the difference between a Mecha-Quartz and just a normal quartz chronograph is. But it's pretty cool. Essentially what you'll see, if I start it, it has what's called a sweep second, which is completely non-standard from what you would expect in a normal quartz chronograph. Normal quartz chronograph, if I can find one somewhere. I don't think I have one here. It doesn't matter. Well, it is what it is. But a normal quartz chronograph, it would be ticking. Yeah, no, I don't have one. This is like a mechanical watch. The movement, the way it performs. And of course, that as that goes around, the minutes will take off on the left, but that's not too exciting. But here is what you'll find is actually quite interesting. So I'm going to stop it, and I want you to watch very carefully when I reset it. See, it goes right back just like a mechanical watch would, a mechanical chronograph. And that's actually really interesting. That is what makes this a Mecha-Quartz. And it is a very nice movement. I really like the VK64. This is the A model. I don't know specifically what the difference is. It's not an enormously expensive movement, but for as far as quartz movements go, it is a little bit expensive. It's like, I don't know, $39 for a replacement one. So, you know, not the end of the world, but it's quite decent. Leather straps, really nice. You know, it is what it is. It's signed on there. It's got it on the back. It's got the special Thunderbird logo because that's the version that this is. It says Hemel on the front there, and it also is on the buckle. Gosh, just absolutely fantastic. Let's look at the Super Luminova. So I'm going to do that first before I do any measurements because I really want to see that because I like that. So the Super Luminova is on the bezel and the hand and the numbers. That is super cool. Look at how bright that is. And you can even see it too. Even the logo is lit up. That is super cool. I really like that. And I also like that the orange pintle up here at the top is lit up. That is fantastic. That is really, really cool. This is excellent lume. A couple other things. So it's signed on the crown. The crown is, it is a hacking movement as well. So even though there's no second hand, it will actually stop when you pull it out, which is nice if you want to save power. Normal operating like this, it'll last for about 3 years, which isn't great, but it's because of the type of movement that it is. But with it pulled out, you can expect about 6 years, you know, if you're just using it normally here and there. Brushed, you know, on the side, not polished anywhere, and that's okay. It does, in fact, have a, it's not a mineral crystal, it is a sapphire crystal, which is really nice, so it has good impact and scratch resistance. And the bezel is also ceramic, and I think I mentioned I opted for the 60-second bezel as opposed to the plain one, which I'll show right there, and the GMT one. I think the 60-second one just makes the most sense to me personally. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Yep, let's do some measurements. It is also a screw down back, as I discussed earlier. And man, was it on there tight. Okay. Say about 42 millimeter. That That about makes sense. 20mm lug, and I'm going to say about 15 to 16. Oh, I'm totally off. 13. All right, we'll say 13 and a half because that looks good. All right, you know what? Let's do the weight. I haven't done weight for a while. It's not incredibly heavy, but it's decent. It's got some heft to it, but I'm going to guess maybe 120. This is in grams. Nope, not even. 95.5. So, not bad. I think we already talked about the MSRP. Excellent leather strap. Let me get it on so you can kind of see. This is my Dussault Black Fume. Put that off to the side. There's another video for that. But it looks good. You know, I have 7.5-inch wrist. Worn it a couple times. I've talked about that already. I've been wearing it since December, off and on. Very much like the watch. But looks good. You know, at 42mm, it's not excessively big. I have big wrists, big hands, so it's this is really a good, decent size, but not too much, right? And this, you've got matching shoes, is pretty good. Looks good with khakis and pretty much everything, even a suit if you're so inclined. But I would match this with the shoes. If you have any other questions about this watch, or you want to make some comments or discuss it, please leave your comments below. If you like videos like these, please subscribe for more. I'm in the middle of a move, so it's going to be few and far between for my videos, but at some point I'm going to return to my normal watch review schedule. And if you like this video, please make sure you leave a like. Thank you very much.